Good evening, FJU.
Good evening.
This is probably my 100th time being your language evaluator here. Still, I feel so honored standing here to share some of the language usage here. So there will be 3 parts of my language evaluation. The first part is usage, and then the second part is collocation. And if I do have enough time, the timer is not there, so I'll definitely go on time. Thank you so much. And then, if I really do have enough time, I would like to share some of the pronunciation here with you. But believe me, what I'm going to do so far, that's not because your language is not so good. I'm only be very pushy, demanding, and picking the bones out of the eggs here. So here I start. Usage. When we want to make the whole class into 2 different parts, we can say, let me divide you into 3 groups, or let me divide you into 3 different teams. So after we divide them into several teams, we like to call them Team A, Team B, or Group 1, Group 2. We put the labels after the word team and group. And in the variety session, we heard about the word eatable, eatable. And then I would like to suggest you using the other word that carries the same meaning. I would like to introduce a synonym for it. Yes, we can use the word edible. 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 Yeah. If I have time, I'll just write it later. Eatable. So if that's edible, you can jump to your right side. If that's inedible, jump to your left side. So that's the synonym that I would share with you. Also, I heard a phrase say, I keep thinking who I am. So if we are combining the questions, if we are including a question in another question, so we like to twist the subject and the verb reversely. So I keep thinking who I am. Or I keep asking myself who I am. This will be the right order to use those the words. And we like to use the verb make and then put an adjective or put a noun after the subject. So the superpower make me, we like to say make me become, but I don't think that you necessarily need to include the word become. So you can say the superpower make me the king of the world. Or the compliments from teacher Kevin make me the queen of the night. Right. So make you someone, or make you adjective. That's my suggestion. Also, we want to use the word sound. We want to use participles. We say something sounds confusing to you. Does the phrase sound confusing to you? Or are you confused? Are you confused with the phrase? So the participle. We use the ing participle to describe object. We use the ed participle to describe someone's emotions. And now I think it's a better time for me to share some collocation with you. For those digital devices, we use turn on my cell phone, turn on my laptops. So it's very easy for us to say open my computer, but there is nothing that you can open from your computer. But you can open the closet, or you can open the door of the venue. And I just want to quickly finish my speech and return to my seat. So we use the word return or get back to my seat. Back itself is not a verb, so we try to use a verb to attach to it. The difficulties, we need to find a way to deal with the difficulties in our lives, or we need to find a way to handle the difficulties in our life. Before we want to end anything, we usually like to, before we want to start anything, we like to say, let's have a big round of applause, meaning you want to give people a good hand. So you can also say, let's give a big hand to somebody. So big round of applause or a big hand to somebody. And the yellow card is there. So I want to move to my conclusion here. I don't think that we have to be very perfect and also very Yeah, perfect. Making no mistakes for our for English, because overall that's our second language. But I always like to quote. I always like to quote a sentence from a cooking show host. She said, "You do not have to be a chef to cook like one." So I'm gonna rephrase her sentence to be my conclusion today. You do not have to be an expert to speak like one. And I'm thinking you're moving on the good way. General evaluation.
So professional, okay, about the language evaluation. I learned a lot, actually. Okay, to join us, I'm very happy to join us because you recall me, the life in my schools, in university, and made me young again, okay, and energetic. And I like your meeting because at the first time, at the beginning of the meeting, I was a little nervous because I didn't prepare the speech objectives. Why? The speech objectives are so important because for the audience, it's easy to vote. For the evaluator, it's easy to do the job. And I think that's because every evaluator only have short time to do their job, so they need to focus something. Okay, but you are so good. You put the objectives back on the paper, so I can easily read it. Okay, to the audience. And the second, I asked you VPE. You always have high attendance rate. This is so good. About 70% or 80%. Okay. I believe in it because I found you are a healthy club. It's one of the very important healthy club index, one important index for a healthy club. And I saw many people here, right? So I believe it is you are the healthy club, okay? And however, I come here and I, based on observation, I'd like to give you some suggestion. The first one, in Toastmaster, we don't say thank you at the end of the speech, right? We only shake hands with the session masters. Yeah, it's I think maybe after month, every speaker can understand that because the speakers take time for preparation. So the audience should say thank you to the audience. Okay. So please remember, don't say thank you at the end of the speech. The second, please don't forget the skills you learned. For example, when you deliver simple speech, you always apply the skills from C1 to C4. Okay, so the eye contact is the skills of eye contact is in the C1, right? So always remember, eye contact is very important because it is it's one of the ways to show your confidence on the stage. Okay, and I wanted to conclude my evaluation. Why do we want to be a good speakers? Can anyone answer it? Why? Why we take time to come here?
Change the world.
Change the world. Oh, that's really good. Yes, because we want to be the people who have the power to influence the others. So that's why we come here to sharpen our public speaking skills. So I encourage you, including myself, and to join Toastmasters often. And I will return my control to Toastmaster of the evening. Okay.